As the sun rises over the quiet village of Svetly, the smell of fresh coffee and delicious pastries drifts past aging Soviet-era buildings.
Господь, мы благодарны Тебе.
Inside the facility, Denis and Luba
Поставишь, я одну ложку поставлю.
are already hard at work. Luba's voice quivering as she recounts the journey it took for them to get to this point.
I don't want to boast that we're doing something big, but God has taught us to go and share the gospel. We want to share it and, through various projects, demonstrate God's mercy and love.
15 years ago, this young couple reached a crossroads.
We were ordinary Christians, the kind of people who simply understood that you're supposed to go to church on Sundays, listen to whatever is being preached, have someone tell you something interesting, and feel comfortable sitting through that Sunday service.
Newly married and full of dreams. However, those dreams felt far away in a village marked by poverty and unemployment. Like so many others here, they made preparations to leave Moldova.
We had opportunities to leave. We were invited to move to the States. We also had the option to go to Turkey with very good conditions.
At the time, Svetly was shrinking, worn down, forgotten, and losing its young people year after year. Then came one special weekend. Denis and Luba's lives changed dramatically 15 years ago when they met Alex Belev, who heads up Mission Eurasia's School Without Walls initiative here in Moldova.
What set them apart was their deep thirst to understand how to carry out ministry, how to raise new disciples, how to serve wherever God sent them.
School Without Walls brought ministry training straight to the village. No classrooms, no campus, just faith in action.
We are here to raise new generations of church leaders so that ministry does not stop here and now, but continues over time across generations.
Training focused on biblical wisdom, servant leadership, and practical ministry. That weekend, Denis and Luba say God gave them a new vision.
We realized that we can be useful right where we are, that we can do something, not just be ordinary people, of which there are plenty around.
Instead of leaving, they stayed and began to build.
This is the highest kind of hospitality, for the first-time guest.
With support from Mission Eurasia, Denis and Luba opened a bakery. Then added a cafe to help sustain the work. And every day, along with warm bread and coffee, they quietly gave free food to the elderly and the poor.
We have the opportunity to talk with them, share a little about God, and plant a seed that we believe may one day bear fruit.
Today, the cafe employs other young people who once had planned to leave, like 22-year-old Maria Gamrani.
I had lived in Ukraine, Russia and Poland, convinced there were no opportunities for me in Svetly. When I returned, it was only meant to be for a short while. Then I heard about the coffee shop and decided to stay.
Seeing the fruit of the ministry of these young leaders, those to whom we gave a start, igniting a spark of desire and passion for ministry and mission, it fills my heart with overwhelming joy.
Next came a bike repair shop for kids, workers, and families unable to afford a new bicycle. Used bikes are refurbished, repaired, and put back into service. Alexander Stolkov oversees the shop.
I see how Denis pours his soul into this day and night, and Luba as well, on weekends and weekdays alike. They devote an extraordinary amount of time to their ministry.
And the vision didn't stop there. As new opportunities appeared, Denis and Luba saw another challenge: transportation. Mainly due to old cars, costly repairs, and families with no options. So they opened a car shop and asked Luba's father, a lifelong mechanic, to run it.
I wanted to join them because they are my kids. I've been a mechanic since 1979, so we help with whatever we can.
The heart of their mission effort beats strongest inside one small building, the Children's Center. Each afternoon, dozens of children stream in for homework help, food, games, and to hear about Jesus.
We work with children from difficult families, those left without parents, raised by a single parent, or by elderly grandparents who can't manage their upbringing, education and development on their own.
Кения поддерживает друг друга.
What began as a single yes to God has now grown into 5 ministries, dozens of jobs, and countless lives touched. Alex Belev says the impact reaches far beyond Svetly.
They didn't just make life in Svetly better through the bakery, the cafe, the motorcycle workshop, the car shop and the school for children. They created a missionary community that raises up other disciples who go on mission wherever there is need.
In a place many had written off, Denis and Luba chose to stay and believe.
God gave us this opportunity. We received the training, we learned the skills, and we decided it would be wrong to bury this talent, to keep it to ourselves. And so that one day, when we meet our God, we can say to Him, yes, I did not bury the talent, I used it, I acted on it.
George Thomas, CBN News, Svetly, Moldova.